My approach to risk and risk acceptance comes down to identifying and measuring what the risk is. So, for example, if we have a risk that we're looking at, which is, say, an agent that we want to put on our domain controllers, and this agent is going to do something with the domain controllers that it needs to be on DCs, or at least we identify that it needs to be on DCs. Maybe it's security software agent. Well, there's going to be a risk with that. We need to identify what is the risk of that agent having a problem. What is the risk of that agent on a single domain controller causing issues where it's maxing out the CPU to 80% or 90% during certain times of the day, or all the DCs at 80 to 90% during the day. So we need to figure out what the risk is. So the risk is going to be what could happen, what might happen with that actual configuration. Then we look at how likely that could be. We look at other software packages that we've used, other issues that we may have had. We look at the history of that product itself, and we look at how deeply integrated into that domain controller that it is. Is it running a system? Is it hooking into LSAS? Does it have kernel level drivers that it's using as part of what it does in operation? All of these add to the risk of that single agent. Then we look at the positive side, the plus side. So what is it doing? If it's an agent like Microsoft's Defender for Identity, where it's actually going to provide analysis and identify malicious activity on the network and help us better understand what's going on and be able to react to that, and maybe it can react to it by preventing an attacker from doing something, then that benefit's going to be very high and the risk may be a lot lower. So determining and doing that risk-benefit analysis is very important for an organization to understand what is the risk of this. Same thing with the legacy system. There's a risk with keeping it going. But if that's a business-critical system and our business cannot run without it, then we're going to accept more risk with that. I will say that too often I see organizations accept risk infinitely, where basically they sign off and say, yes, we accept this risk, but that risk is never reevaluated. And I feel that that risk should be reevaluated at least every year, preferably every 6 months, in order to determine that this is still a highly valuable product or system or agent or whatever it is, that it needs to be running, that it still needs there, it still has tremendous value, and that the benefit of it is higher than what the risk level is or what could happen with that.
Trimarc Vision is the next evolution in the identification of security issues across all your Active Directory environments. The Trimarc Risk Score is based on real-world expertise of Trimarc's industry-leading Active Directory and Microsoft Cloud security experts. Most importantly, Trimarc Vision helps you to answer the questions facing your Active Directory security posture today, such as what risk do I have in my environment? What actionable steps can I take today, tomorrow, this week to best mitigate my risk of an attack on my Active Directory? What should I be most concerned about within my Active Directory forest where it concerns potential attack vectors? What is the current security posture of all my AD forests? Trimarc Vision, visibility at the speed of operations.